What if Tim Duncan went to Tracy McGrady's Magic in 2000? Background. Tim Duncan was ready to sign with the Magic in 2000. The Orlando Magic heavily pursued Tim Duncan during the 2000 free agency, and it appeared that the big fundamental was sold on going to Magic Kingdom. At the last minute, however, Duncan decided he was staying with the San Antonio Spurs. And in this universe, the division winners won't make the top 3 seeds. It's based on how good you are. The 2001 Magic starting lineup: Darryl Armstrong and Tracy McGrady at the guard positions, Grant Hill and Bo Outlaw at the forward, and in the middle, Tim Duncan. Season recap: we went 53-29, second place in the East. The Spurs, now without Tim Duncan, they only win 48 games and make the playoffs as the 8th seed. The Eastern Conference standings saw the top 4 being the 76ers, Magic, Bucks, and Heat, all over 50 wins. And the last 4 are the Knicks, Raptors, Hornets, and Pacers. The first round, the 76ers beat the Pacers in 4 games. The Bucks beat the Raptors in 5 games. The Knicks beat the Heat in 3 games. And the Magic beat the Hornets in 5 games. In the semifinals, the 76ers beat the Knicks in 4. The Magic beat the Bucks in 7. And then the conference finals, the Magic beat the 76ers in 7. And then the NBA finals, the Lakers swept the Magic. The 2001 free agency: Tracy McGrady re-signed with the Orlando Magic until the end of 2004 through 2005. Shawn Marion signed with the 76ers. Jalen Rose and Peja Stojakovic each re-signed with their respective teams, being the Pacers and Kings. Terrell Brandon signed with the Lakers. Antonio McDyess re-signed with the Nuggets. And Rasheed Wallace signed with the Raptors. The 2001 through 2 Magic showed Darryl Armstrong and Tracy McGrady in the backcourt, Mike Miller and Grant Hill at the forward positions, and Tim Duncan in down low. The 2000 through 2001-2002 standings, we had 2 60-win teams in the West, the Lakers and the Kings, followed by the Mavericks, Spurs, Supersonics, Jazz, Timberwolves, and Trailblazers. In the East, we had 5 50-win teams: the Magic, 76ers, Nets, Raptors, and Pistons, followed by the Celtics, Hornets, and Pacers. The awards were MVP Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Rookie of the Year Andrei Kirilenko, DPOY Ben Wallace, Sixth Man of the Year Robert Horry, Most Improved Player Brent Barry, Coach of the Year Rick Adelman from the Sacramento Kings. Here's a picture of Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Andrei Kirilenko, Ben Wallace, Robert Horry, Brent Barry, Rick Adelman. The All-NBA first team was John Stockton, Kobe Bryant, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Tim Duncan, and Shaquille O'Neal. The All-NBA second team was Gary Payton, Ray Allen, Dirk Nowitzki, Elton Brand, and David Robinson. And up there in the corner by the All, if you could tell me whose elbow that is, I'll give you a shout out in the next video. The All-NBA third team was Steve Nash, Andre Miller, Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, and Ben Wallace. The All-Defensive first team was Jason Kidd, Paul Pierce, Malik Rose, Tim Duncan, and Ben Wallace. And then the All-Defensive second team was Allen Iverson. I forgot these 2 in the middle, but no, Robert Horry is the third guy, but I forgot the second guy. And then Chris Webber is 4th, and David Robinson is at the center. In the playoffs, the Lakers beat the Blazers in a sweep. The Kings beat the Timberwolves in a sweep. The Mavericks beat the Jazz in 4 games, and the Spurs beat the Sonics in 6 games. Meanwhile, out east, the Hornets beat the Sixers in 5 games. The Nets beat the Celtics in 5 games. The Pistons beat the Raptors in 5 games. And the Magic beat the Pacers in 4 games. The Lakers beat the Spurs in 5 games. And the Kings beat the Mavericks in 5 games. The Nets beat the Hornets in 5 games. And the Magic beat the Pistons in 5 games. In the conference finals, the Lakers beat the Kings in 7. And the Magic beat the Nets in 7. NBA Finals, the Magic sweep the Lakers and become NBA champions. In the 2002 draft, the Sonics get Yao Ming, the Spurs get Amari Stoudemire, the Wizards get Luis Scola, the Mavericks get Jay Williams, the Rockets get Mike Dunleavy, and the Warriors get Drew Gooden. 2002 free agency, Kobe re-signs with the Lakers. Shaq goes to the Miami Heat just 2 years earlier. Allen Iverson signs with the Knicks. Tim Duncan re-signs with the Magic. Jason Kidd signs with the Bucks as a player, not as a coach this time. Vince Carter signs with the Lakers, and Dirk Nowitzki re-signs with the Dallas Mavericks. Here's Shaq in a Heat jersey. The 2002 through 3 Magic was Darryl Armstrong and Tracy McGrady in the backcourt, Grant Hill and Horace Grant in the forward spots, and Tim Duncan was down low in the post. The 2003 standings, there were 6 50-win teams in the West: the Mavericks, Kings, Timberwolves, Spurs, Trailblazers, and Lakers, followed by the Jazz and Suns. In the East, we had 3 50-win teams: the Magic, Bucks, and Pistons, followed by the Pacers, Hornets, Knicks, Celtics, and Nets. The Mavericks beat the Suns in 6 games. The Spurs beat the Blazers in 7 games. The Kings beat the Jazz in 5 games. And then the Lakers beat the Timberwolves in 6 games. Out East, the Magic beat the Nets in 7 games. The Pacers beat the Hornets in 6 games. The Celtics beat the Bucks in 6 games. And the Pistons beat the Knicks in a sweep. Second round, the Mavericks beat the Spurs in 7 games. The Kings beat the Lakers in 6 games. The Pistons beat the Celtics in a sweep, and the Magic beat the Nets. The Magic beat the Nets in 7 games. Conference Finals, the Mavericks beat the Kings in a sweep, and the Magic beat the Pistons in a sweep. NBA Finals, Magic versus Mavericks. We win in 7 games. The 2003-2004 Magic, in the backcourt we had Derek Fisher and Tracy McGrady. In the forward spots we had Grant Hill and Juwan Howard. And in the center spot we had Tim Duncan. The standings, there were 5 50-win teams in the West: the Timberwolves, Lakers, Kings, Mavericks, and Grizzlies, followed by the Spurs, Rockets, and Nuggets. And in the East, there were only 2 50-win teams: the Pacers and the Pistons, followed by the Nets, Heat, Hornets, Bucks, Knicks, and Magic. In the playoffs, the Timberwolves beat the Nuggets in 5 games. The Mavericks beat the Grizzlies in a sweep. The Lakers beat the Rockets in 5 games. The Kings beat the Spurs in 7 games. The Magic beat the Pacers in 7 games. The Heat beat the Hornets in 7 games. The Knicks beat the Pistons in 7 games. And then the Nets beat the Bucks in 5 games. The Timberwolves beat the Mavericks in a sweep. The Lakers beat the Kings in 7. The Knicks beat the Nets in 7. And the Magic beat the Heat in 6 games. The Knicks beat the Magic in 7 games. And the Lakers beat the Timberwolves in 6 games. Boston rivals. We are now rivals with the Boston Celtics, as their team consists of Kevin Garnett, Jalen Rose, Paul Pierce, Mo Williams, Jeff McInnes, P.J. Brown, Ben Wallace, Nick Van Exel, and Carlos Boozer. 2004-05 Magic, Steve Francis and Cuttino Mobley are in the backcourt with Hedo Turkoglu and Grant Hill in the forward spot with Tim Duncan at the center. In the West, we had 6 50-win teams: the Rockets, Supersonics, Spurs, Hornets, Trailblazers, Grizzlies, followed by the Lakers and Clippers. And in the East, we only had 2 50-win teams: the Bucks and the Celtics, followed by the Magic, Wizards, Knicks, Heat, Cavaliers, and Pistons. In the playoffs, the Rockets beat the Clippers in 7 games. The Trailblazers beat the Hornets in 5 games. The Grizzlies swept the Spurs, and the Supersonics swept the Lakers. The Bucks beat the Pistons in 6 games. The Knicks beat the Wizards in 5 games. The Magic beat the Heat in 6 games. And the Celtics beat the Cavs in 7 games. The Trailblazers beat the Rockets in 6 games. The Grizzlies beat the Sonics in a sweep. The Bucks beat the Knicks in 6 games. And the Magic beat the Celtics in 7 games. In the conference finals, the Trailblazers beat the Grizzlies in 7 games, and the Bucks beat the Magic in 5 games. The Bucks eventually lost to the Trailblazers in 5 games as the Blazers were crowned 2005 NBA champions. Let's get to the 2012 draft because nothing else notable happened. In the draft, the Spurs get Anthony Davis, the Hornets get Damian Lillard, the Mavericks get Bradley Beal, and Tim Duncan, still on the Magic, they draft Draymond Green. The Timberwolves get Andre Drummond, the Knicks get Terrence Jones, and the Bucks get Harrison Barnes. Dame in a Charlotte jersey, Bradley Beal in a Dallas jersey. In the 2012-13 season, the backcourt is Jameer Nelson and Aaron Aflalo, followed by Hedo Turkoglu and Draymond Green in the forward spot with Tim Duncan as center. The standings. The West have 5 51 teams, including the Clippers, Rockets, Nuggets, Hornets, and Kings, followed by the Warriors, Trailblazers, and Lakers. In the East, we had 2 51 teams, the Nets and the Heat, followed by the 76ers, Raptors, Hawks, Cavaliers, Bobcats, and Pacers. In the 2013 playoffs, the Clippers beat the Lakers in 6 games, the Kings beat the Hornets in 6 games, the Nuggets beat the Warriors in 5 games, and the Rockets swept the Trailblazers. The Pacers beat the Nets in 5 games, the Raptors beat the Hawks in 5 games, the Cavaliers beat the 76ers in 7 games, and the Heat beat the Hornets in 7 games. The Clippers beat the Kings in 7 games, the Rockets beat the Nuggets in 6 games, the Pacers beat the Raptors in 7 games, and the Cavs swept the Heat. In the conference finals, the Rockets swept the Clippers, and the Pacers beat the Cavaliers in 5 games. NBA Finals, Pacers versus Rockets. The Rockets won in 6 games and are your 2013 NBA champions. In the 2013 offseason, Tim Duncan signed a 1-year deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves and announced he will be retiring after this upcoming 2013-14 NBA season. The 2014 Timberwolves are Derrick Rose and Klay Thompson in the backcourt, with Paul George and Tim Duncan in the forward spots, and Andre Drummond at the center position. The bench consists of Wesley Johnson and Johan Petro. The standings in the West, all 8 teams in the playoffs were 51 teams. The Spurs, Thunder, Clippers, Rockets, Trailblazers, Warriors, Grizzlies, and Timberwolves. And in the East, there was 2 51 teams, the Pacers and Heat, followed by the Raptors, Bulls, Wizards, Nets, Bobcats, and Hawks. And when I said Hornets earlier, I meant the New Orleans Hornets. The Spurs swept the Timberwolves. The Trailblazers beat the Rockets in 6 games. The Clippers beat the Warriors in 7 games. And the Thunder beat the Grizzlies in 7 games. The Pacers beat the Hawks in 7 games. The Wizards beat the Bulls in 5 games. The Nets beat the Raptors in 7 games. And the Heat sweep the Bobcats. The Spurs beat the Trailblazers in 5 games. The Thunder beat the Clippers in 6 games. The Pacers beat the Wizards in 6 games. And the Heat beat the Nets in 5 games. In the conference finals, the Spurs beat the Thunder in 6 games. And the Heat beat the Pacers in 6 games. 2014 NBA Finals, Heat versus Spurs. And the Spurs swept them, becoming the 2014 NBA champions. Tim Duncan has retired with the Minnesota Timberwolves. His career stats are 19.9 points per game, 11.1 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game, 0.7 steals per game, 2.2 blocks per game, 50.6% from the field goal, 17.6% from the three-point line, and 69.4% from the free throw line. Nice. Accolades: he was a 3-time champion in 1999, 2002, and 2003. He was a 2-time Finals MVP in 1999 and 2003. He's a 1-time MVP in 2003. He was a 14-time All-Star in 1998, 2000 through 2011, and 2013. He was the All-Star MVP in 2000. He made the All-NBA First Team from 1998 to 2005, also in 2007 and 2013. He made the All-NBA Second Team in 2006, 2008, and 2009, and he made the All-NBA Third Team in 2010. He made 8 All-Defensive First Teams from 1999 to 2003, along with 2005, 2007, and 2008. He was a 6-time All-Defensive Second Team player in 1998, 2004, 2006, 2009, 2010, and 2013. He was Rookie of the Year in 1998, All-Rookie First Team in 1998, and his number 21 got retired by the San Antonio Spurs and Orlando Magic. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace and cut.